Hello everyone, this is Fear Dragon coming at you guys with another very late Patreon vlog. For those of you who are wondering, this is the Patreon vlog that I do because people contribute to my Patreon at patreon.com/feardragon64. But I have been missing a lot of these vlog updates I've been supposed to be doing, and I do apologize for that. It's been almost 2 months since the last one, even though I'm supposed to be doing these weekly, and I really do apologize for it. It's been an absolute hectic, crazy past 2 months, and part of it was a little bit of loss of motivation to do it when Ladder Heroes wasn't going. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about. I also wasn't really casting a whole ton of a lot, just because end of Heart of the Swarm, yeah, there were a couple Legacy of the Void gigs, Team Gravity Fight Night, and there was like a Ladder Heroes finale, not season finale, monthly finals, but yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. But we're getting started into December pretty soon. We're going to be kicking off NA Ladder Heroes again, so that's a little bit of what I want to talk about. NA Ladder Heroes coming back in December after a 2-month hiatus because Heart of the Swarm was ending and Legacy of the Void was launching, but the Grandmaster list wasn't quite out yet, so it didn't really make sense to do any Ladder Heroes. But NA Ladder Heroes is coming back with a vengeance. I've gotten a ton of feedback on a lot of the stuff for NA Ladder Heroes, and actually most people were pretty happy with a majority of the rule set in the process, which made me really happy because that means that I thought things through, which is cool. There were a couple of suggestions that I'm going to be looking into. Some of them are going to be a little bit hard to enforce, though. Like, there were some suggestions that, people shouldn't be allowed to ladder on a different account than the one that they sign up for on NA Ladder Heroes. And the reason for that is because once you hit, say, like, let's say that you're hitting, you hit position 4 or something on the ladder. And at that point, if you ladder let's say you hit number 1 on the ladder. At that point, you actually benefit more from laddering on another account while the number 2 or number 3 person is laddering, trying to hit them and trying to make them lose points without risking any of your own. So that's kind of a messed up system. So there's been some talk about, trying to account for that. We'll see if I can come up with any kind of enforceable rule set for that. But besides that, yeah, Ladder Heroes coming back. If you're in Europe, please stay tuned. Nothing is guaranteed yet, but I'm trying my best to figure out a solution so that I can get a European version of Ladder Heroes going. And I want to say, I already have, like, when I made NA Ladder Heroes, I got all the art assets for European Ladder Heroes also made, because I was like, this is something I want to do at some point, as long as I can get some sort of funding, because this is already $400 a month out of my pocket, plus the Patreon stuff, so thank you very much, Patreon supporters. But yeah, that is something to be on the lookout for. As for Breaking Out, which I think most people know me a little bit better for, if you don't know me from the stupid useless facts things that I do, Breaking Out is probably going to be coming back sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. My original goal was to announce something in December, have like qualifiers in February or January, and then we'll actually get the process started from there. But it looks like it may be a little bit further delayed. I still have to get a couple of things in order. And I also want to say that the invitate for the new season of Breaking Out, there's the 2 biggest changes are going to be that there is no more region locking. The requirement is that you speak English. So Europeans, you are totally good to go. The only thing is that you will have to play on the North American server when you're facing off against a North American. That's like the one North American like safety net, the advantage that I give them for being the weakest server. But second big thing is that the invitational is going to happen before the show. So people who qualify will have 8 people or probably 6 people who will qualify. There'll be one like established North American pro in each one of the groups, and the top 4 players will end up doing the show on Breaking Out. If it's one of the 2 established pros, then I'll just do like a real talk-esque, sit down for 1 to 2.5 hours or something with that pro and get to know them better in an in-depth interview. So that is going to be happening relatively soon. Keep your eyes peeled for it, and please spread the word for it. especially if you're in Europe or something. Europe is like the place that I have less contacts with. North America is the place that I have a lot of contacts. So if you know any Europeans who might be interested in this, they're up and coming Europeans, or hell, even Koreans, but they have to speak English. That is a requirement. They have to speak English. Then please let them know that Breaking Out is coming back soon. But besides that, up and coming casts that I'm doing the DreamHack the DreamHack community cast with Tempo StarCraft on Thanksgiving Day for Americans. So that's how I'm going to be spending my Thanksgiving morning. And Tempo is going to be joining me for as much as he can. He's probably going to have to take off like 6 to 8 hours in, and I'm hoping that I will be able to finish off the remaining like 3 to 5 hours. I'm hoping it won't be too bad, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But yeah, that is kind of just an update on where things are at for me. Legacy of the Void has been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. And I had a topic that I kind of wanted to talk about. I sort of talked about it on one of the podcasts that I did for High Yield Podcast with Troy Pavlik. And it was just the idea that in the new expansion, I hope that people try to remember that it's better to just try and have fun first and then work toward improvement, because there's always this weird prioritization. And I'm transitioning straight into my like topic of the vlog thing, but there's this weird thing that's happened in StarCraft where people seem to prioritize improvement and playing the right way and working on your macro and like getting better and, you know, not losing. Like, that's the biggest thing. Not losing. Winning has become the number one goal for most StarCraft players. And I think that's a bit of a mistake. I think the number one goal should be to enjoy yourself playing StarCraft. If you have fun doing some really dumb, gimmicky strategy, then do it. Like, you don't have to do it every single game. If you want to improve, obviously, it's good to try out a couple of other things, do some more macro-oriented builds, or maybe work on your micro a little bit, you know, like a work toward improvement. But please, please, please have fun. If you enjoy cannon rushing every, like, 3 games or something, go cannon rush, or hell, have a cannon rush night, like cannon rush Thursdays or something, like, where all you do is queue up on the ladder and cannon rush people. Like, do the kind of stuff like that, because I think that is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make in StarCraft. Everyone's so driven around the esports-centric side of StarCraft that they just assume that that's the only way that they can play it. That's the only way they should be playing it. If they're not playing it that way, that's a mistake. Like, I think that is a big flaw in mentality that's going to really make you eventually end up, like, maybe you'll probably get a lot better, and you may end up enjoying a lot more of the competitive side of everything, which is awesome. But even like pros, I see get burnt out on StarCraft so often. I'll be at an event, I'll be talking to them, like, yeah, you know, I'm just losing motivation and blah, blah, blah. Like, even you pros out there, please just learn to have a little bit of fun with the game. Do mana battles, play unranked matches versus like slightly lower league players and see how far you can get in making only queens, or like only making banshees, or I don't know, like go mana battle oracles, go apply random handicaps to yourself, try taking like expansions that are never your normal natural or third or fourth expansion. You have to take them somewhere else on the map or something. Like, do fun stuff like that. And yeah, just try and have fun with the game, because I see a lot of this is a new expansion. There's a new influx of people, and I hope that this message gets out to at least some people. I know probably not that many people actually watch these Patreon vlogs, but if you are watching it, please try and have some fun with StarCraft and give it an honest effort to enjoy it, not just to improve. Improvement's awesome, but have fun. Anyways, that's going to be my closing note. I've rambled on for quite long enough. I will see you guys relatively soon. Oh, also check out the new Ladder Heroes webpage. Most of it's the same, but I now have like notifications at the top. We fixed some stuff in the standings page. We are coming out with new features eventually over time, slowly. Troy Pavlik's amazing for helping me with all the development on that. And by helping me, I mean doing like a majority of the development on that. And yeah, that is going to be it. So I want to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. That's Colton Sanford, Joe from Esports Heaven, Jeremy, MYI Hallican, Partoof, Zealous Sam, KJ Freedom, Zizla, and Bobble Convolute. You guys have stayed supporting me on Patreon for such a long time throughout all of this, and I want to say that the money that you guys are putting in through the past 2 months where NA Ladder Heroes wasn't running is probably going to go toward my next big event, which I actually, I guess I didn't talk about it, but there is going to be a new series. I'll just do the small little like spoiler for it and not really explain too much about it. It's called Challenge Wars, and it's going to be a new tournament series. So it's going to be a lot of one-off tournaments. Look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy StarCrafting.